What's up everybody, I'm Seth Fowler and today I'm reviewing the upcoming Travis Scott Air Jordan 4 Cactus Jack. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't yet and you want to see more reviews just like this one. Also make sure to give me a follow on Instagram and on Twitter at RealSethFowler. But with all that out of the way, let's get into it. Huge shout out to MULA NYC in Queens for helping me grab this pair early. If you live in Queens or you have the internet, definitely check out MULA NYC. They have some really great stuff. If you want to check them out, I'll make sure to leave a link to their Instagram in the description below. But guys, this review has been a long time coming. This is one of the most anticipated shoes this year, let alone this month. And everyone's going crazy over it for a couple reasons. The first, obviously, it looks incredible. It's a really nice looking sneaker. The second, it's a Travis Scott collaboration and everyone loves rapper collaborations on sneakers. And the third and most obvious reason is that, of course, it's very limited. So when those three things come together, you know the sneaker is going to be extremely coveted and probably pretty difficult to get. So really quick, a few release details. If you're trying to grab the sneaker, it drops this Saturday, January 9th for $225. It'll drop obvious places like Nike.com and the Sneakers app, and of course, if you're into raffles, it'll also drop at Ubik and Kith and places like that. If you have a plug, call them because most likely you're going to have to pay resale for this sneaker if you really want it. But I'm really hoping that most of you guys watching the video get lucky. Man, I get those goosebumps every time I'm holding this shoe. Sorry. So without further ado, here it is, the Air Jordan 4 Cactus Jack. Right off the bat, the first thing that this sneaker reminded me of was the Eminem Encores that released a couple years back. Now obviously the color blocking is a little bit different and the shade of blue is different as well, but that's really the first thing that I thought of. To be fair, I think it is a coincidence that two different rappers had a similar color shoe. Travis Scott said that this colorway was made in honor of the Houston Oilers, which are now the Texans, and all the colors used on the shoe were actually the colors of the NFL team. But jumping into the materials themselves, the entire upper is covered in this baby blue short suede or nubuck material. It's definitely not the most premium feeling material in the world, but it's not bad. I actually really prefer this matte nubuck texture on this colorway rather than if they had used leather, which would have been more like a semi-gloss or gloss look. I really like how the nubuck serves to flatten the color, and I think that in and of itself gives the shoe a more premium look. Continuing up the shoe onto the tongue, you've got your standard Air Jordan 4 netting in black. Underneath the netting, you've got this baby blue mesh that matches with the nubuck upper. I really like the way they made the netting and the mesh two different colors. I think that gives the shoe a very unique look. Just above that, you've got these really nice flat wax black laces. The nice thing is that the wax isn't layered on too heavily so that the laces still get a nice shine without being too stiff. Holding the laces in place, you've got your signature Air Jordan 4 plastic eyelets. This time around, they come in matte black with sort of navy blue splatter print. The paint splatter is a slightly darker shade of blue than the rest of the upper, but I actually think that provides a really nice subtle accent between the paint splatter and the nubuck upper. Of course, at the top of the laces, you've got another signature Air Jordan 4 detail with this extended plastic eyelet. At the top of the tongue, you've got more baby blue nubuck, and then right in the middle, you've got this thick nubuck patch with the Jumpman embroidered in silver. On the back of the tongue of both sneakers, you've got your standard Air Jordan 4 sock liner material, this time in black. Both sides of the pair have upside down patches as we've come to expect from the Air Jordan 4. The right side has a blue Air Jordan patch and the left side has a white Travis Scott patch. Moving inside the sneaker, the rest of the sock liner comes in this sort of deep red, and one of my favorite details on the sneaker is how the sock liner sort of peeks over the edge of the shoe, so even when you're wearing the sneaker, you still get a nice hit of red. The insole of the shoe also comes in that same red with blue splatter print, and then rounding off the insole on the heel, on the left side you've got the misplaced Jumpman, and on the right side you've got the Cactus Jack text. As for fit, the Travis Scott Air Jordan 4 Cactus Jack fits just like any other Air Jordan 4. For me, that's true to size. For you, it might be something different. If you've never tried on a pair of Air Jordan 4s for yourself, I definitely suggest going down to your local sneaker store, see if they have any Air Jordan 4s, and try them on to make sure that the fit is right for you. Continuing back on the sneaker towards the midfoot, you've got more of that black netting and blue mesh. And then finally moving around to the heel of the shoe, you've got your black pull tab with blue splatter print. On the right shoe, you've got the Jumpman in red, and on the left shoe, you've got everyone's favorite detail of this collaboration, edition, the Cactus Jack text in red. If you don't know and you're wondering, Cactus Jack refers to Cactus Jack Records, which Travis Scott started as an imprint or a label. Continuing down on the shoe, you get to this bold black, white, and baby blue midsole. The front half of the midsole comes in this semi-gloss or glossy black rubber. Of course, you've got your matte pop of white towards the midfoot, and as you continue back on the shoe, you get to your matte white and matte baby blue accents. And rounding off the midsole in the heel, you get to your iconic exposed air unit with red pillars. One thing that I've noticed about this midsole, and you've probably noticed about other Jordan brand sneakers, is that most of these midsoles are hand painted so you can actually see the brush strokes. And on this particular pair, the brush strokes aren't overly obvious, but they are definitely there. And finally, moving to the bottom of the sneaker, you get to this black outsole with semi-translucent milky white pods. And of course, your red Jumpman rounding off the bottom. Overall, I've gotta say the Cactus Jack Air Jordan 4 is definitely a contender for sneaker of the year, in my opinion. The Air Jordan 4 silhouette is a classic and it's extremely comfortable. While some of you have pointed out that baby blue isn't my favorite color, I think in this color blocking and this material usage, it looks great. And of course, the blue splatter print and the red Cactus Jack detailing just makes this shoe pop. If you're trying to grab a pair of these for yourself, like I said, they drop this Saturday, June 9th for $225. Now that we've got the review out of the way, let's put these guys on feet and see how they look. I'd love to know your thoughts on the Cactus Jack Air Jordan 4 and whether you're going to be trying to go for a pair for yourself on Saturday. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you all in the next one.